Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more about these times with your daughter? If you shove her, pinch her, or any of those sorts of things, how often does that
Depends on how bad she is.
happen?
Like, she's kind of a naughty kid. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's like a nice girl and it's good most of the time, but like when she's bad, she's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on the severity of it.
Yeah.
Like, we could go a week without me having to touch her, but then like for 3 days in a row, I'm just constantly having to shove her around because she's
Mm-hmm.
not listening.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just depends on her.
Yeah. It just depends on her behavior.
Yeah.
So, at the least frequent, how often is that? Is that like once a week or once a month or?
Like, like if she was being a really good, if it was a really good week, like maybe once or twice a week.
What does a really bad week look
Like every day,
like?
maybe like all day, every day. If she's just being particularly bad.
Mm-hmm. And what changes with that? Like, what is the way that you communicate to her specifically? You could say you shove her around. Is there anything else?
I've kicked her before.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she got taken away.
Mm-hmm.
After I kicked her.
Okay.
I was trying to cook her some food,
Mm-hmm.
and she tried to reach up and was just kept trying to touch the stove, so I kicked her out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
She just doesn't listen. I said, stop. And she just can't. Like, it's silly because it sounds silly when I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to help her, but she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
listen to me. So I had to kick her.
Yeah. You're trying to help her from not burning herself.
Yeah. But I have to, yeah, I'm like, first I'm like, stop. And then she just keeps trying, and then I have to get louder and louder and yell at her, and then if she's still not listening,
Right.
then I have to get her out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it sounds like for you that ends up being the last step, but it's for her safety, right?
I mean, in that instance it was.
Mm-hmm.
But then she goes, to school and tells her teachers that I kicked her, and the next thing I know, CPS is at my house,
Mm-hmm.
and my kid's gone, and I'm a terrible mother.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, everyone's judging me. No one knows what's going on in my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it sounds like you don't feel very understood or very supported by.
No. It's like I don't really get why all these people are trying to tell me how to parent my kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like it sounds like you're getting input from a lot of different sources, but you feel judged by everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely feel judged. I've felt judged since I've had this kid. There's not a day that goes by since I've gotten pregnant that I haven't felt judged.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So let's shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit about the way you spend free time. So do you drink at all, or is there anything?
Yeah, I drink.
Okay, tell me more about that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm of age now. I'm not sneaking into bars. I
Yeah.
can have beer and wine and whatever in my house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I do.
Yeah, definitely. How often do you drink?
Probably every day.
Yeah.
Have like a beer at night.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I feel like most people do that.
Yeah. Does that ever change? Like, do you have a beer or two every night, or sometimes is it more, sometimes is it less?
I mean, it's probably safe to say I drink every day.
Okay.
My husband and I both enjoy a few drinks at the end of the day. I guess it just depends. Maybe more on the weekends.
Okay. So maybe like 2 or 3 during the week, and then on the weekends maybe more than that.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. How long have you been drinking? Like how many? Since what age?
I'll probably start drinking around 15.
Mm-hmm. What about Michael?
Probably the same. Okay. Like I said, we met sneaking into a bar when we were,
right.
18 years old.
Okay. And how has your drinking changed since you were 15?
I probably drank more back then, just when you're getting, introduced to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like I said, it's probably a little less now, but I still drink pretty consistently.
Mm-hmm. What was that like around the time that you got pregnant? You're drinking.
Oh, I didn't drink while I was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
I probably drank around the time of getting pregnant, but once
Mm-hmm.
I found out, I stopped.
Okay. Um, whenever you're with Christy, do you drink at all with her?
Yeah,
Or
I
with
do.
your son? Yeah.
Yeah, if they're playing at home or like out in the yard and we're, making hot dogs outside or something, I'll have a beer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, like I said, I'm an adult. I can
Yeah.
drink in my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Whenever you've had moments where it gets a little bit more tense with her, have you found yourself already drinking at that point, or is it usually when you haven't had anything to drink?
I mean, I guess I probably have been drinking. I mean, but there's times that I've punished her and I hadn't been.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess I'm drinking too
Yeah.
when that happens.
How often is it with drinking and then without?
I guess probably more with drinking.
Okay. And what about Michael? Has he ever had anything like that?
No, I mean he works a lot, and so I'm the one taking care of the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the disciplinarian. He doesn't really have to deal with it. That's my job. Like, yeah, he'll come in and yell if they're not doing something right, but like I'm usually the one handling it.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like we've covered a lot of your history with Michael and with your kids and your family, and drinking too. So I think we probably talked about a lot for today. I don't want to overwhelm you and go too much longer. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay.
If we're done, let's go.
All right. Well, then I'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Thanks.